Where should you focus and how to combine your strengths? Today's topic on Omnipotent Growth with Kal, I'm going to discuss something that is really deep and personal for me also, and a topic that I'm exploring for the past decade or so. So I want to start off with asking, what are your greatest strengths? You should be able to answer this question, and then think about how you defined those, like what experiences led you there, like what type of studying, what type of practice. Is it something that is starting way back when you were in school, or later on when you were in university, or your first job? So for my personal experience, I went through a lot of different things, and I've been, like, I share it all the time, but some people don't know it yet. I've been a bouncer. The first team leading job that I had was being a security inspector and a guard. I was responsible for other very tough guys, and this taught me a lot. Like, it taught me some stuff that later on I was able to adopt easier in business, and to have the right mindset to lead the people into the right direction, and just being aware of all the circumstances that you have around yourself. And on the other hand, I did this while I was getting my engineering degree, and I also always loved technology. This podcast is the living proof. I learned myself how to edit, how to record, how to make a good production. The difficulties come afterwards. Like, you should combine the ability to speak freely, to have good things to say, to be well educated, and to understand your topic, and then combine everything else. So this part of the journey is bringing me to the next question, which is how to know what else you need. And for me, when I went through engineering, I found out, all of this is cool, but I need this personal contact. I need these personal skills and the things that you truly have to understand and to be able to implement to communicate good and on a great level with educated people. So I found out that with a little bit of dabbling around what else I need, I focused on communication skills. I focused on things that are influencing others, and this little by little led to my next role, which was a coordinator of maybe more than 20 PhDs. And then it comes the thing that you should be aware of the most. Like, the second very important part to know is that there are multipliers. So there are skills that are multiplying our other skills. For example, I was good in technology, I was getting better in communication, and then I had to understand what else do I need to multiply my impact over the teams that I'm working with. So one of those multipliers can be a good type of writing, like being able to write professional emails, or even short articles just to inspire someone to do something. Negotiations, this is a skill that you ultimately need almost in every position, but for the coordinating job, for example, this is a leadership job without the direct authority, and there you should be able to negotiate, to know how to extract the deadlines out of people while giving and taking some things that are not necessarily the things they want to do. And then what other great things I learned in time was that public speaking helps a lot. So I started to really understand public speaking when I started to lead bigger events with sports and arm wrestling. This was way back, I think more than 10 years ago, but I've been working on that ever since. So I'm recording videos. This podcast is actually a video, so I'm implementing something that is stretching for me, just to be able to combine different strengths and even go deeper and become a better speaker, for example, or a better influencer or a better storyteller. It doesn't matter, but the things you want to do, you just want to make a complementary mix. So maybe you have three big pillars, like you are good, let's say, medical doctor. Then if you become good and also, let's say, in nutritionists, being a good nutritionist can lead you to a lot of different types of clients, not necessarily in your niche, but it's how entrepreneurship works. And then if you add one or two multipliers inside, if you get good in writing and public speaking, then you're going to have more influence as a specialist. You can write articles that people read. You can make talks and videos that people love to listen. And this ultimately makes you a better leader and also makes you more valuable for the community. Even if you don't do it in the end to just, I don't know, start off a separate business or a separate branch, it still helps a lot your core business and your core values and abilities as a leader. And then for me, other multipliers are also coaching. So I discovered coaching maybe a year and a half ago, the pure form of coaching. It was a real joy to have a formal education about coaching. So this thing, if you narrow it down to a few sentences, is just the ability to extract the best out of the people around you, just simply by asking questions. Of course, there are plenty of tools and techniques that you can use to maximize this, but the idea is that you basically, with few very good structured questions that are coming with a great follow-up by you hearing what the other says, building rapport, so you can influence a whole project, you can influence let's say a big team to just perform better. And in the end, let's say those four are enough as multipliers, but how to make it all work? For me, even the things that I did in the past that were not so very successful, like they all helped me in my future endeavors, because they all led to learning something new, to building a relationship in one way or another, and to bringing new skills into my inventory of skills, which is very important for leaders. So even this thing here, so this podcast, the first episodes, I'm sure that in a year or two, it will be so pleasant for me to see how bad I am at the moment. And but this is not the deal. The most important part is that I'm so excited that people around me are willing to collaborate and they get inspired by the things that I'm trying to do. So I'm now negotiating multiple partnerships, people that I'm going to interview, and it's not really a negotiation because I just give them the idea, which is behind a lot of work, and they are accepting it willingly, and great things come from great relationships. To put it in a nutshell, we said you have to go through different experiences in life to realize what are your greatest strengths. Then you have to find the right multipliers for you, for yourself, for your niche, for your specialties, just to elevate. Like many of the most successful people I know are very well established as speakers or as writers or negotiators, and I know now a lot of coaches that are really opening my eyes how much you can be impactful for the ones around you. And yeah, in the end, every experience is a winning experience. You just have to turn the things around in a way that they help each other. So this analogy reminds me of my favorite sport, arm wrestling. So in arm wrestling, to be a great arm wrestler, you have to invoke a lot of supporting groups to help your hand and your arm. So when you invoke your shoulder, your back, your upper back, all those things work together and make you a world-class arm wrestler. So when you combine many things together correctly, then you go and you're then on a world-class level. To sum up, I just loved to be with you another week, and subscribe, share, and let's connect. See you next time.